Hey, Paul Peck here. Today I'm going to show you how to do the mud work on an old speaker hole, and I'm going to show you how to do the mud work. First, I take a grout sponge and wet the old knockdown texture and then scrape it down so I get a nice even pull and it stays nice and flat when I'm doing the mud work. So I'm just going to go around my 4-inch level 5 taping knife and scrape it off. Once that's done, I'm going to use a fiberglass mesh tape and a 20-minute setting compound. You always want to use a setting compound when using fiberglass mesh tape. I like to use the fiberglass tape because it lays flat. You can stick it on the repair and you don't have to worry about bedding tape over a layer of mud. In my opinion, on a repair, that kind of turns it into a bigger hump sometimes. Just want to make sure to cover all the seam around the whole circular drywall cutout. You also want to push in the tape into the gap so it fills with mud. All right, so I got my 20-minute mixed up outside. I'm just going to get a coat of mud over the top of the fiberglass mesh tape. I like to keep it really thin. On some of my other videos, people say, oh, I can still see the tape, but I'm going to do probably 2, maybe 3 coats over this, and I like to keep them nice and tight so you're going to have a nice flat ceiling repair. If you pile up too much mud on top of this, you're going to always see a hump. And also, this mesh tape is green, so you can kind of see it through the mud more than you can the white mesh tape. All right, once I was done with the first coat, I let it dry. Probably dried in about, like I said, 20 minutes. Now I'm going to apply an all-purpose joint compound. I'm going to thin it down a little bit with my level 5 mini mixer and mix your joint compound right in the pan. Makes it very convenient, and this thing's awesome. You want to get it to like a thick yogurt consistency when you're going to be doing a second coat over something. It's almost like a skim coat. Instead of sanding, I'm just going to scrape back any little edges. Wasn't much to scrape back, but I got that all back. And just like I did before, I'm going to go over the whole repair. Keep it nice and tight so it's not going to hump up on me. Maybe go a little bit wider than the last round of mud. You want to keep a little mud on your knife as possible, that way you're not piling it up. Just want to put an eyeball on it every once in a while, make sure it's nice and flat, no indentions and no ridges. Hit that other hole, same thing, just keep it nice and tight. When you mix the mud, it smooths out real nice, so you want to thin it down just a little bit with water. Coming up in the next video, I'm going to show you how to match the knockdown texture on this ceiling. I like to use a Lexan knockdown paddle. It tends to go a lot easier and it doesn't smush out as much as with the stainless steel. Once I already had the primer on, I'm going to hit it with some top coat. This is the first coat. I'll do one more and I'll just blend it into the ceiling. But as you can see, that knockdown texture looks pretty spectacular. Subscribe for more drywall videos and also to see how to match the knockdown texture coming up. Thanks for watching.